my fucking knee. Oh God. Ow. All right, we'll talk about that in a second. First off, let's just start off by being like real with ourselves and know that this isn't gonna be some like aesthetically pleasing fridge makeover. This is simply, we're cleaning out Thanksgiving leftovers and putting in fresh groceries. Side note, made cornbread and chili yesterday, so that's that. What up, witches and bitches? I thought today we can multitask. I can clean this house, clean the fridge, do the things that I need to do while also talking to you guys and updating you on life, because life has been lifing and I'm sure yours has been doing the same. So let's just get into it. Y'all saw me with my boo-boo knee. Let me give you a little close-up here. It looks a lot better now, but it used to be like all bruised up and fucked up. So even though this still looks pretty busted and bruised and all that stuff, it used to be like all types of yellow and red and scraped up. And same thing with my hands. They've healed quite a bit. But I'll insert a picture here of what my hands looked like when the initial situation went down. Now let's talk about what that initial situation was. I'm really lucky in the sense that I have some fucking badass magical friends. They're like literal medicine women and shaman and healers. And so one night we all got together and had the intention of it being kind of a Friendsgiving. We're just like, yo, let's all meet up at this one place and share each other's medicine, whether that's like frequency healing or pulling cards, plant medicine, guided meditation, like all of that. We went in, babes. We brought food, we brought frequencies, we brought vibes, we brought cards. It was so magical. We all gathered together and came together and ate a bunch of good food, and I didn't have Harley that day or that night. And also, Cody and I went to see Wicked earlier that day, and that musical has played such a huge role in my life since I was like in 9th grade. Pause. We're gonna close the fridge now and we'll get into dishes because essentially this house needs to be cleaned and you guys are gonna come with. Okay, first off, apologies for the lighting. Tis what it is. Okay, so let's get back into the story. Side note, I don't fucking like using gloves. So we're not using gloves. We get there and it's me and Cody and my gorgeous, beautiful friends who are just these divine healers. We're smoking, we're chilling, we're eating brownies, we're eating good, we're drinking water, we're having cocoa and tea, pulling cards for one another, and just like communing and coming together. And all on this high-ass frequency in so many different ways, and it was just so magical. And then we're all healers and medicine women and shaman and all of this stuff. And so we decide, yo, Demi, bring your sound bowls. Inspire wants to guide a meditation. And we're just there to receive. We're there to receive. And so Cody and I are just chilling and enjoying. And we're sitting up against the wall and receiving this healing frequency sound bath. And since there's like only a small group of us, that means that we get targeted when it comes to, oh shit. Did it stop recording? Oh wait, is it recording? Let me double check because I see the red dot, but I don't see the timer going. Okay, now we're recording again. Officially. 4 of us receiving the healing frequencies, and that means that Demi's going around with her ancestral drumming over me. And this, mind you, is like the last day of my period too. So she's just hyper focused on my sacral and like breaking up this stagnant energy. And I'm in like frog position, like laying on my back, but my feet are touching like this. So my legs are out like this, and she's just drumming over all of these parts of me. And Inspire is guiding this meditation. And mind you, we've all been, talking and smoking and chilling and communing for a few hours now. And I just got to go see Wicked with my husband, and like I was telling you guys earlier, Wicked is this huge musical in my life that, oh my god. By the way, side note, I'm gonna link it up here in the notes, or you know, the little icon up above. But if you haven't watched, like if you're a fan of Wicked, especially the song Defying Gravity, and you're a Drag Race fan, girl, go do yourself a favor and watch the video that I'm linking up here. I'll put it in the description too. But it's Bob the Drag Queen genuinely holding space for the lyrics of Defying Gravity. Oy, bitch, all of it. So anyways, yeah, I got to see that. Cody finally got to see Wicked with me, and I wasn't just like geeking out and describing it to him. He actually got to receive the movie and receive the message, and it was just like such a healing experience. Now we're back into that space where I'm receiving guided meditation from my soul fam, and I just feel so held and so grateful. And after the meditation and after the sound bath, my other two homies who are training to be massage therapists, but they're also like healers and energy workers. And so when they go to be like, hey, let me work on your lower back for a second, they're putting energy into me and releasing, and I'm just like, oh my god, fed in so many ways, bitch, I can't even tell you. Fast forward, end of the night, and we're all outside by the parking lot. We're sharing one last joint, and I get to my point where I'm just like, nah, I'm good. As soon as I get home, I'm gonna melt into that fucking bed. It's gonna be incredible. And I'm standing there in just so much gratitude and chilling. And then my friend comes up to me and she's like, take your beanie off. I was like, what? She's like, take your beanie off. And so I did, and she just puts her hands into my hair. And I don't know if you guys have seen the Wolverine and Deadpool movie, where, spoiler alert, the bad guy has the ability to put their hands, their fingers, into somebody's skull, into their brain, and to like move things around and all that kind of stuff. And so that's kind of what it felt like. As soon as her hands touched my head, I fucking Teletubby teleport me to Mars, like zoop, right out of my body. And I was hovering up here, like I was hovering up here, and I was just like eyes closed, knees buckling, trying to like breathe and stand and be in that energy and just like be like, don't fall over. So there I am, basically puppeteering my body, because I'm no longer in my body. I've like astral projected. I am above my body, and see, this is why when you astral project or do any type of spiritual, energetic work, whatever, where you are no longer fully grounded in your physical body, you must be sitting or laying down. Preferably sitting, so that you can feel more grounded. But I was not. I was standing. And it's like, I don't know, 10, 11 o'clock at night in the middle of the Tower District in Fresno. If you know, you know. Anyway, so finally she detaches and I'm like, I've never felt so fucking wobbly in my body. Like I walked past Cody giving him one eye, because I felt so fucking drunk in the way of like not being able to walk straight. And so I'm like trying to puppeteer my body towards the car. I get to the car and I'm like leaning up against it, and I'm just trying to like stay upright and not fall over and just like waiting for Cody to get the fucking hint. Because Cody, there's one thing you gotta know about him. As much as sometimes people think that he's just like the silent support system, no girl, he likes to socialize. He likes to have something to say. I'm always the one tapping out before he is. And so we're at that point where I'm like, I'm tapping out and I can't get my body to communicate, then I'm tapping out. And he's over there just chatting it up. At one point, I see my friend Mars look at me, and I could see her doing like one of those, which justified. But also for some reason, at that point, my spirit was out of my body too long. And there wasn't any real logic happening at this point. And so I tried to like puppeteer my body to go to Cody to be like, give me the fucking keys so I can sit. And as I'm on my way to him, I just like hit the ground, hit the pavement, bust my fucking hands, which I showed you guys earlier. I'll post the picture again right here, so trigger warning if you get all queasy and shit, but boom, that's what my hands looked like. As soon as I hit the ground, I could hear Cody was like, she's drunk, which I was not. I had not been drinking at all besides hot cocoa. I hear them like trying to rush, and I had my eyes closed, and my friends were helping me get into the car because I was just like, I just need to get into the car. I just need to sit. I just need to sit. But as soon as I hit the ground, it was like spirit flipped on the light switch. I saw so fucking clearly, and I felt such this deep energy of unconditional love. And I was, as soon as I got my butt in that car, or my loved ones helped me get my butt in the car, I just started channeling. And my friend Demi, who did the frequency healing, she was like, it was actually pretty beautiful to witness. But my eyes were closed, and they were like helping with my hands, and I was just channeling this message of like, oh my God, everything that I see for us, I'm so excited. Things we're working on, like we don't need to trip out nothing. We don't need to worry about nothing, family. Like what we're working on is truly affecting the frequency of this planet. Like I just saw the event that I'm working on, Goddess Gathering, which if you don't know much about it, keep an eye out. Follow me on Instagram. It is exactly what it sounds like. It is a gathering of goddesses, ganja goddesses as well. And yeah, I'll put a link to the description and all of the info and all that stuff in the description of this video, because I don't want to get too sidetracked. But what I'm working on, Goddess Gathering, I had such a clear vision and such a clear knowing, and it was so connected to unconditional love and such a high healing frequency. It was absolutely wild. And it was just and then there's so much to go into, but basically yeah, I just connected to this energy, and I had just been changed ever since. And, you know, I'm going to clean up the rest of this house, and I'll explain a little bit more on the shifts and the changes that have happened since then, because it's literally been just over a week, coming up on 2 weeks since that happened. And so I want to unpack more with you guys. But girl, I got to get these dishes done. So I'm going to finish this, and then you guys will come along with me to address the living room. Of course, I pause it with you guys when it's 10:01. Ooh, angel numbers. I cannot be the only one that is like, if there's a Christmas tree, the lights have to be on. It is what it is. I don't make the rules, except that I do make the rules. Okay, and so now we fast forward into, I want to say, the next 2 days or so. Your girl came down with what I could only compare to as food poisoning. The only thing was, like, I couldn't figure out what the hell gave it to me. And it felt like such a spiritual experience. It wasn't like a immediate, oh, I ate something and then I feel like shit. It was like out of nowhere, all of a sudden, I'm starting to feel nauseous, feel queasy. And then, you know me, I am all about the woo, and so I go into positive self-talk. This is not mine, I release it, this is not mine, I release it, which worked for like half a second. That was about 9 p.m. And then around 11 o'clock, my body wakes me up, because like I go to sleep and I'm listening to the frequencies, healing frequencies, grounding, resetting, like getting into that headspace, getting into that energetic landscape. And my body wakes me up at right around 11 o'clock and is like, you're about to fucking throw up. And so I get up and I go and I do the thing. And I'm just like, oh no, this is not good. Anyways, long story short, I spend the rest of the night and the following day in that fetal position, also simultaneously taking care of a 5-year-old who wakes up in the middle of the night and like just you know, Jesus take the wheel kind of energy. Yeah, so I'm in that place and I have this realization of like, babes, you went up into a frequency of unconditional love. You went up and connected to your higher self and your divine knowing and all of those higher frequencies, and then you dropped back into a physical body that you haven't really been taking care of, especially around the holidays where you're eating a bunch of sugar, you're not really sleeping that well. Like, it's just all of these symbols that say you can't do that anymore. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of like people having spiritual awakenings or dark night of the soul or whatever the fuck people want to call it, but essentially it's like you can't keep living the way that you've been living previously. All of those, like eating like shit, not moving your body, treating your environment or your physical self in a way that you know you shouldn't be, that ain't gonna work for you anymore. And for me, it was specific because it was like, bitch, what you're working on, this whole goddess gathering thing, the vision that you are being given, the vision that you are protecting, which by the way is a whole other thing that I'll get into, like that requires you to step your pussy up, period. So since then, I haven't been fully on my A game with it, but I have been acknowledging it and making like adjustments that feel appropriate, but probably definitely could be doing better. I don't mean to make excuses, but shit, we all have that experience where it's like, girl, we got to take care of this responsibility and that responsibility and we got shit to do. And so money around the holidays and trying to make sure that you can afford the healthy groceries, because damn it, Whole Foods, your ass is expensive, Whole Foods. So after having that realization of like, oh bitch, this is something different, this is a new level, you need to treat yourself better, I also had the realization about embodiment. You can have all of these visions and these ideas and these downloads, but if you're not embodying them, if you're not physically like allowing yourself to walk in that frequency, talk in that frequency, move in that frequency, then it doesn't mean shit. Then it stays up here. And for me personally, that's not a choice for me anymore. So going back to that whole vision part, I realized I'm a vision holder. If you guys are new to me and my channel, then maybe you're unaware, but I host sacred spaces, full moon ceremonies, new moon ceremonies, healing events, goddess gathering, like all of these things. I used to feel really insecure about, you know, what I brought to the table, meaning, like I was saying earlier, I'm surrounded by all of these incredible medicine women who do Reiki and frequency healing and massage therapy, and they're fire dancers, and like all of these incredible things that they can do. And I would look to myself and be like, I'm just a tarot reader. And it was interesting because like when I would tell my friends that, they're like, what the fuck? Just a tarot reader? Bitch, watch your mouth. Which, if your friends don't have that response to you when you're talking about yourself and you're like, I'm just a blah, blah, blah. If they don't check you, get you some new friends. But I realized though that I am a vision holder. I'm a manifester in human design, so this all tracks. But basically, being the vision holder means that spirit gives me a vision, and then all of the opportunities fall into place for me to bring that vision fully into life, and I just have to honor that vision and to stay true to it, which is easier said than done sometimes. So like I was saying, Spirit was having this huge emphasis on the embodiment, the body, the physical body. Ever since that like second spiritual awakening, I've been in this place of the self-doubt has been removed. It has been, as soon as the self-doubt talk starts entering the chat, Spirit and my divine self, my higher self says, yoink, nope, self-limiting belief. Check yourself on that. All will be well. Because again, like I was teleported to that frequency and that vision and that knowing of like all is well. So while there are areas in my life that I do feel like are still in limbo, trust in the process has taken on a whole other dimension for me. Yeah, because we're working on big things, babe. We're working on big things. We have the Bali trip in August, which y'all are welcome to come with. In fact, that has been one of the hurdles that I've been experiencing with that self-limiting belief, because I can believe it for myself. I can be like, bitch, yes, I see myself in Bali. I can feel those sacred waters on me. I can feel myself in those temples and learning all of these beautiful modalities like palmistry and energy reading and those kinds of things from an Indonesian perspective, and getting out of my little American bubble. But it's another thing when you are also attempting to inspire a whole group of people to see that for themselves as well, and to work through their fears and to believe in their expansion and their possibilities to the point where they get out of their own fucking way and they book the trip and they just make it happen with me. So that has been a hurdle for me, because full transparency, in order for this trip to fully be confirmed, I need to have 8 people booked. And so far I have 2. And it's been since September, I think, is when launch date happened. So that has been a thing. That has been part of the trusting in the process and acknowledging that I do have those human fears and there are those limitations that other people believe in and that whole thing. But ultimately, Spirit has been loud with the messages of like, you're going to be traveling, your heart will be fulfilled based off of travel, and like all of these big messages. And then also this goddess gathering. Girl, goddess gathering is on a whole nother level too. It's like all of the lessons that I learned from doing the rave and doing moon ceremonies 1 to 2 times a month for over a year and hosting these events in sacred spaces and stuff like that. I will say the town that I live in, Fresno, y'all, Fresno be sleeping on themselves. Fresno waits till the absolute fucking last minute to do anything, and that shit's frustrating for me as the manifester, as the initiator. But girl, that just tests the trust even more. So anyways, y'all are caught up on a few things. Tomorrow, by the way, tomorrow is the photo shoot that we're doing for promo for Goddess Gathering. And so I'm going to be filming behind the scenes. Make sure that you're following me on Instagram, because I go live on Wednesdays and do free readings. And also that's where you're going to get the updates on my events and travel and all of the things that I'm doing, plus just like chilling with me and talking and vibing. And you'll be able to see like the behind the scenes before I post it here. So anyways, let's get into it. Spirit, thank you in advance for this message. What is the goddess guidance for those who have made it to the end of this video? What's the guidance for us, Spirit? They're playing a little less conversation, a little more action. And I haven't heard that song in years. So less talk, more action is a big message from Spirit right now. Okay, what's the guidance for us, Spirit? Last shuffle. Compassion. Release judgment about yourself and others and focus on the love and light that is within everyone. Sorceress. Rhiannon. Come through, Stevie Nicks. You are a magical person who can manifest your clear intentions into reality. So be gentle with yourself, my love. Be gentle. As I'm filming this, we're in retrograde, Mercury retrograde. Tomorrow starts Mars retrograde. So there's a lot of energy of this like pullback. There's going to be some things that are frustrating, but don't get lost in it. Give yourself love and compassion. Give love and compassion to the situation that's at hand for you. And just recognize that ultimately you are a powerful, powerful individual who is capable of turning your dreams and your desires into reality. So make sure that you are being clear about what your dreams, your desires, and your energy is calling in. All right, my loves. So that is what I'm seeing for you. Sound off in the comments. We'll talk, we'll chat. Make sure you're following me on Instagram. That way you can get all of the behind the scenes of everything that I'm doing and possibly get a free reading on Wednesdays. All right. Love you guys. And remember, until next time, if they ain't paying your bills, pay them no mind. Check you later.